What's up, Vine Kids? Hey, I know last week we sent you a video from another church of them doing some cool dance moves and stuff with the song Trust. This week, we wanted to kind of make it a little bit like we would do on a Sunday night. So we have Miss Melody here. Everyone say, hey, Miss Melody. And so we're going to sing a song that we all know very well. We're going to sing Stand in Your Love. Miss Melody is going to walk you through some motions for it really fast, and then we're going to sing it together. Sound good? Awesome.
All right, so just follow me on the verses, but I wanted to show you the chorus, which is pretty simple. We're going to do my fear. Okay, so my fear doesn't stand a chance. And you're going to take two fingers and put it on your palm when I stand in your love. Okay, so let's try that again. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. Okay?
Awesome. Let's do it. When darkness tries to roll over my boat, when sorrow comes to steal the joy I own, when brokenness and pain is all I know, I won't be shaken. No, I won't be shaken. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. Shame no longer has a place to hide. I am not a captive to the light. I'm not afraid to leave my past behind. I won't be shaken. No, I won't be shaken. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. That's right. There's power that can break off every chain. There's power that can empty out a grave. There's resurrection power that can save. There's power in your name. There's power in your name. Say that again. There's power. There's power that can break off every chain. There's power that can empty out a grave. There's resurrection power that can save. There's power in your name. There's power in your name. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. One more time, my fear. Oh, my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. Very good. Hope y'all have a good week.
Hi, Vine Kids. We had hoped to film this outside in the wilderness, but the pollen is making me very sick. So we're going to read Psalm 77 from inside the house today. I hope you're all doing well, and I miss you so much and can't wait to see you again. Psalm 77 says, I cried out to God for help. I cried out to God to hear me. When I was in trouble, I looked to the Lord for help. During the night, I lifted up my hands in prayer, but I refused to be comforted. God, I remembered you, and I groaned. I thought about you, and I became weak. You kept me from going to sleep. I was so troubled I couldn't speak. I thought about days gone by. I thought about the years of long ago.
I remembered how I used to sing and praise to you in the night. I thought about it, and here is what I asked myself. Will the Lord turn away from us forever? Won't He ever show us His kindness again? Has His faithful love disappeared forever? Has His promise failed for all time? Has God forgotten us to help us? Has He held back His tender love because He was angry?
Then I thought, here is what gives me hope. For many years, the Most High God showed how powerful He is. Lord, I will remember what you did. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. I will spend time thinking about everything you have done. I will consider all your mighty acts.
God, everything you do is holy. What God is as great as our God. You are the God who does miracles. You show your power among the nations. With your mighty arm you set your people free. You set the children of Jacob and Joseph free. God, the water of the Red Sea saw you. It saw you and boiled you. The deepest waters were stirred up.
The clouds poured down rain. The skies rumbled with thunder. Lightning flashed back and forth like arrows. Your thunder was heard in the windstorm. Your lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. Your path led through the Red Sea. You walked through the mighty waters, but your footprints were not seen. You led your people like a flock. You led them by the hands of Moses and Aaron. Friends, we know that the Lord has not turned away from us forever. He hasn't turned away from us at all. He is showing His kindness in the midst of the storm. I can't wait to see you all again. Goodbye.
What's up, Vine Kids? Welcome back for week 2 in our series called The Wilderness. I hope that you enjoyed last week, and I hope that you were able to do the activity where you went outside and gathered some stuff that would be in the wilderness. Be sure to continue to send those to me. Would love to see what you all have came up with. This week, we are going to move to part 2 of our series. Last week, we talked about the Israelites in the wilderness grumbling against God, grumbling to Moses. And this week we're going to talk about, as you just saw in the video prior, we're going to talk about Psalm 77. All right? And in this psalm, we're going to focus on this word, lament. Now, say that word with me. Say lament. All right. Now, I know this is maybe a word that you have never heard before. Maybe it's a word that maybe you've heard it, but maybe you've never used it. I just kind of wanted to read you the definition of what that word means. So, lament means a passionate expression of grief or sorrow. Now, that expression of grief or sorrow, that's different than the grumbling that took place last week, all right? So here's a couple ways that we can lament, right? Sometimes we lament when our hearts are broken. Sometimes we lament when we feel helpless. And we lament when we sin against God. And so one of those ones really rings true for me right now, and I think it probably rings true for you. Right now, I feel really helpless. And in times when we feel helpless, God gives us a way to express that grief to Him, to express that sorrow to Him, right? I don't know about you, but these next couple weeks, these next couple months, I had a lot of plans that are now changing, right? Maybe you were supposed to play baseball this spring, and maybe you're not going to be able to do that. Maybe you were supposed to take a dance class or have a dance recital, and you're not going to be able to do that. Our plans have changed, and we kind of feel helpless, right? We feel like there's nothing that we can do. All we can do, everybody just keeps telling us, stay at home, stay away from people. That can make us feel helpless. But I want to encourage us this morning that God has given us a way that when we feel helpless, to do this thing called lamenting. Now, another really big difference, maybe the biggest difference between just grumbling and lamenting, is that when we lament with hope.
We lament because we know that we serve a God who is in control. When we feel helpless, we trust that God is in control, right? So if you've read that passage that Miss April and Harrison just read, I hope you have, you'll notice that right in the middle of that verse, of that passage, of that chapter, Psalm 77, verse 10 says this. It says, "Then I said, I will appeal to this, to the years of the right hand of the Most High." So for the first 9 verses of that psalm, it is the psalmist Asaph. His name's Asaph, really cool name. He's lamenting. He is expressing his grief before God. But right in the middle, we see that he said he's going to appeal to the right hand of the Most High, right? Right in the middle, amidst his grief, amidst his sorrow, he says, I'm going to talk to God. I'm going to remember all that God has done. So sometimes when we lament, sometimes when we feel helpless, it's good to look back on our life and to see that God has been faithful over and over and over again. That's happened for me in my life. I'm sure that's happened for you in your life. So this week for the activity, here's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to get a paper and I want you to answer 3 questions. It's a really, really simple activity this week. I want you to answer these 4 questions actually. Okay, first question is this. When was a time that your heart was broken? Number 2, describe a time that you have felt helpless. Maybe that's right now, maybe it's another time. Number 3, think of a time when you have sinned and tell God you're sorry for that. And then lastly, and most importantly, when have you seen God come through for you? Whatever the answer is to this question is what you need to hold on to during times when things seem helpless or when you are heartbroken. And for me, that is a little bit right now. I have to remember what God has done for me in the past and how he has constantly always had my back, has always been faithful to me. So I want you to complete this activity. This activity is giving us the opportunity to practice lamenting, to practice expressing our grief and sorrow before God, but then also remembering who he is and how he has always been faithful to us. And so I hope that you have a great week. Please complete this activity. Again, send these activities in to me. Post it on, get your parents to post it on their social media. We would love to see how you are engaging with God during this time. Stay safe, wash your hands. We'll see you next week.